So, that's a good start. Flip the switch and burn the fat. So, what is that about? How do you do it? And why would you want to anyway? You might think it's just about weight loss, but I was told a few years ago that actually in business, you should sell them what they want and give them what they need, which is what I hope to do. So, very, very quickly, my background, the fitness industry. For 24 years as a personal trainer, 24 years as a group exercise instructor, 27 years as a sports massage therapist, which means that if I pushed you too hard one day, I could fix you the next, so it's a win-win, right? So, 2016, so almost 3 years ago, I thought to myself, well, I'm not getting any younger. How much longer can I continue doing such a physically demanding job? And then I thought I was given the best opportunity by an online education company to become a mindset coach for business owners. Oh, sorry, I forgot slides. That was me teaching fitness. I gained so much weight because I was sat behind a computer. And then all of a sudden, even though I thought I had it all together, this company overnight shut down. It was shut down. I lost not only my only form of income, but I'd invested heavily in a business with this company. I lost everything. And then, of course, that just starts the emotional roller coaster. My relationship broke down. I was back being a single mum again. And I couldn't, I've moved on. I couldn't go back to teaching fitness because I'd put on so much weight. I was so unfit, and my blood pressure was through the roof. And at that time, I might be smiling, but I really didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel valuable. But I was very fortunate that I had quite a few tools in my toolbox. So I needed to give myself a good talking to. And at 46 years old, I thought, no, my story does not end here. But I'd learned something, that mental and emotional health has such a knock-on effect to everything, not just business. How you think and feel affects what you do and how you behave. That includes what you put in your mouth. I was an emotional eater. So I knew that the first thing I needed to focus on was, I needed to practice what I'd been preaching. Focus on my mindset. Now I'm holding this card here. Now I used to give my clients a morning ritual that I learned many years ago from Tony Robbins. And I'm sure a lot of you here have read the book Think and Grow Rich. Okay, there's a secret in that book, isn't there? And that secret is to write out your goal in the present tense on a goal card and keep it with you. Mine's in the phone case, my phone case. I carry it around with me. So that was just step one, because I needed to sort myself out. Now, nutrition. Is it working? I'm not doing very well at this. Click, click. Are you going to do it for me? Bless you. So nutrition. I knew I needed to sort myself out, lose weight. And slowly I researched everything, and I discovered how to flip the switch and burn fat as a fuel. And it was the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. But you've got to understand that for nearly a quarter of a century, I had been telling everybody, if you want to lose weight, eat little and often. Yeah? You've been told that? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Really? And what would we consider a healthy breakfast? Maybe a bowl of oats, porridge, skimmed milk, low fat, maybe a banana, and a glass of orange juice. That's a little bit different than the keto diet. Keto diet is 75% fat, and I'm not talking about what they tell us is healthy fats. I'm talking about butter, double cream, eggs with the yolk, avocado, yeah? Protein, well, I probably used to eat more protein than that, only 20% from protein. And ideally, obviously, organic, grass-fed meat, wild-caught fish. But you know what? I combined it with fasting, so I saved myself a fortune. I could afford to spend it on more quality food. And then only 5% from carbs. And I'm not talking about bread, pasta, potato, rice. My carbs were coming from leafy greens. So this went totally against everything that I'd learned, everything that I'd studied. But guess what? It worked. And very, very quickly. In 90 days, I'd lost 3 stone. For the Americans in the room, that's 42 pounds. Without being hungry, without having cravings, and without exercising, go figure, and without having the loose, saggy skin that you sort of put towards losing weight quickly. So it was a real eye-opener for me. So I needed to learn more, because all of a sudden, this wasn't just a personal quest. I thought, well, I've been getting it wrong for a quarter of a century. I best sort it out now. So I had to go back to school. So I found this course. I thought, brilliant, professional training in low carb, high fat for therapeutic purposes. And I tried to enroll, and they said, no, you can't. This is just for doctors, nurses, dietitians, and nutritionists. And I said, well, hang on a minute. I'm a level 3 personal trainer. I've been doing it for 24 years. I've got certifications in nutrition, sports nutrition as part of my diploma. I said, no. So I had to go back to school and do nutrition certification properly and then go back. Now, at 47 years old, guys just never stop learning, eh? The best thing I ever did. And that's when I realized that I would be selling what people want, but giving them what they need. And the more I studied, actually, the more infuriated I got. Because they've been feeding us a lot of lies. But, you know, I'll leave it up to you. You make of this what you will. The graph here goes from 1965 to 2011. So, trust me, it's got worse, not better. Now, interesting, this is your BMI. You all know about your body mass index, whether we're overweight or not. The lower line is overweight, the higher line is obese. So it's interesting, isn't it? 1965, women had a lower BMI. Was anybody overweight? 2011, what happened? And what happened to the women? Hang on, what's going on? So this is it. That's my downfall. So what were people doing? What were they eating? Now, interestingly enough, 1965, they were following a low-carb, high-fat diet. Maybe not quite keto. What was it, about 45%, is that? Fat, and about 38%, is that, percent carbs. But look at 2011, and they're listening to the nutritional guidelines that we've been given. Remember the food pyramid? 55% carbs, and they're trying to get it under 30% fat. Well, if they were doing that, that would mean that we're getting healthier, are we? No. We're definitely getting fatter, and we're definitely getting sicker. Public Health England, 62% of adults were overweight or obese in England, 2012. What do you think that's like now? But this has got so much more than just weight loss. Because obesity is caused by insulin resistance from too many carbs. Type 2 diabetes. The NHS spend £3 billion a year on diabetes. Do you think it's a problem? And there are millions of people walking around out there and they haven't been diagnosed. Because even their blood sugar level may say that they're not diabetic yet, but they haven't been tested for their insulin levels. Are they having to produce more insulin to drop the blood sugar? So there's millions walking around pre-diabetic. It is a problem. Heart disease. Do you remember we were told that the risk factor, well, you're eating too much fat or cholesterol. You know, have an omelette with 4 egg whites and 1 egg yolk. Really? The nutritious part is in the yolk. Did you know, though, that was only ever a hypothesis? It was never proven. How crazy is that? And of course now, it's been disproven. The risk factors for heart disease are now obesity and insulin resistance. And of course, stroke and even cancer. They say up to 62% of cancers can be obesity related. So what's the solution? How do we become well? Well, we've actually got to go back to the root cause is obesity. So we need to lose weight, right? So how do we lose weight? 85% is down to your nutrition, and 15% is down to exercise. So again, I'm getting it wrong. I'm a slow learner. For nearly a quarter of a century, I was focusing on the 15%, but now I focus on the full 100. So, how do we lower the insulin levels? How do we lower blood sugar levels? By following a low-carb, high-fat diet and combining it with fasting, which we've all been told is bad for us. What, to miss breakfast? That's bad for you. That's going to lower your metabolic rate. No, it's not. Because in 2016, Dr. Ashumi, he was a cell biologist, he's not dead, a cell biologist from Japan, won the Nobel Prize for Physiology in 2016. Autophagy is a process that your body goes in. Now, you've got to think to yourself, do you want this process? We do. Did you know that our bodies have a self-recycling system, but it only gets triggered when we stop eating? So when we give our digestive system a rest, the cells are like, I suppose we should do the housework. It's a bit of a mess out there. So who can remember Pac-Man, the little, yeah? Bob, 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 bob. Starts eating up damaged cells and creating new cells out of stem cells. Ladies, that's called anti-aging. And it's free. Then, of course, it boosts your immune system. Again, it's got time. Your cells have got time. They see any kind of virus or bacteria enter the body. Get rid of it instantly. Alzheimer's can be from a build-up of damaged proteins in the brain. Guess what? If you go without food, now let's go back a minute. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. There is such a thing as an essential amino acid, protein. So what do your cells do? Well, I could use that. I haven't eaten for ages, so I can use that protein. Guess what else is protein? When you lose weight quickly and you get loose, baggy skin, that's protein. So you don't get that when you introduce fasting into your regime. It really is something that we all want to utilize. But the problem is, if I said to you, right, you're not going to eat till Tuesday, you'd go, go away. Yeah. Why is that? We're conditioned, we're addicted to sugar. Now, when I talk about sugar, I'm not just talking about sweets or chocolate, because you might be thinking, no, I'm not addicted to sugar, I don't like sweet things. Bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, sweet potato, fruit juice. I'm not saying it's all sugar, okay? Sugar is the enemy, guys, not fat. And the thing is, we've got two energy sources in our body. One comes from sugar, one comes from fat. Now, I'm still overweight, so I've got quite a lot of fat stored in my body, yeah, that I could use, but the body wants to use glucose. So, this is the simplest way I put it. Let's move. Keep it simple. Carbs, when carbs are eaten, insulin is the fat controller. It controls where everything goes. So weight loss has got nothing to do with calories in, calories out. It's got to do with energy distribution. And he's in charge. So he puts glucose in the fridge, limited storage. And the fat, when insulin is around, goes on a one-way trip down in the basement, along the corridor, round the corner, and get stored in a great big chest freezer with a lock and key. Your body always wants to conserve energy. Can't be bothered to go down there. You've got to defrost it. Haven't got a microwave. So it says, feed me, restock the fridge. So every time you use up your energy, you get hunger. That's because you're addicted to sugar. We want to use fat. An average person could be holding, now I'm not talking about overweight, an average person could be holding 30,000 to 100,000 calories worth of fat on them. Okay? So we need to flip the switch and encourage our bodies to burn fat as a fuel. Then fasting's easy because your liver can create up to 700 calories worth of ketones, energy, from your stored fat. If you want to lose weight, does that sound like a good thing to you? No. So the way to do it, we don't want insulin around. So that's why we have a low carb, because we want to force our body into burning fat, right? We want to bring that chest freezer up, start getting some out, defrosting, ready to be taken to the liver to be used as energy. Our brains prefer it, our body prefers it, it's a cleaner fuel source, and I've got plenty of it. So there are other benefits, okay? Increased HDL, which is the good cholesterol, lowered triglycerides, improved insulin sensitivity, which means it doesn't mean you can never eat carbs again when you are fat adapted. It just means when you eat carbs, it'll just use it up. You won't need as much insulin to deal with it. And then you go back to fat. A more efficient system. Treatment and reversal of type 2 diabetes. Obviously weight loss, specifically fat loss. Decreased inflammation, which is linked to so many diseases. Improved energy. And this is the one thing, I've tried every diet out there and failed. But I'll be honest that I never really stuck to it because I was hungry, but you don't have hunger. So, exercise is also a part of my program. You still want to, that's a good way of depleting your glucose, light cardio exercise, not the manic stuff I was doing. So, it's not just about following a diet, right? And a keto can seem very, very complicated. So my program it's all done for you. All the macros are worked out. You don't have to do anything. Daily recipes, weekly grocery lists. It's not just that. It's mindset, nutrition, exercise, and I should replace that with re-education. I had to re-educate myself. So the membership site, nobody failed with a diet because of lack of information. Get training videos, ebook, morning rituals, the card for inspiration, daily accountability. Research shows that working in a group and getting support, you stick to it and you maintain it. So, if you'd like to find out more, I don't just sell the program. Just like being a personal trainer, I need to speak to you, need to find out where you're at, any medication history, just come and book a 30-minute free consultation. Okay, so if you want to create a healthier, happier, leaner you, then come and see me. Thank you.